Unfortunately, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man will go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We
sense.
are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of informant.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of famous fun.
All right, hello everyone, Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your first morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Gottis goes live. All right, forgive me for being late as usual. Okay, so everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. It doesn't cost you anything to like. All right. I appreciate your kind cooperation and consideration for my hard work. All right, please pay attention. And so also, thanks to all of you for the cash apps. I appreciate you, okay? Because this channel is monetized, so your cash apps are greatly appreciated. With that all being said, let's see who is up in here. Brand Slayer TV, We the People, Edward, Kimberly Francis here said, ready for our vitamins, and it's all nefarious. Yes, it is. That Crazy Beach Aries, Naja Lillian X, Mr. Elevation said the Queen is in the house. J.R. Meadows is here. Welcome back, sis. 100% content. Keep bringing truth. Thank you. Dr. Dominicia Hurley is here. All right. Juju is in the house. Miss Abby is here. Okay. Root Trackers, I see you, beloved. Nessie X, Pearly, Rashid is here. Ayon, All Hell Nah, Terry Hinton. All right, let's get into it. Shout out to everyone. Hey, 504 Nola, I see you. Creative Vibes in the house. All right, my Egypt, Deronda. Shout out to all my loyal royals, and shout out to my moderators for putting in work. Shout out to everyone that's tuning into the Queen. So let's get ready to get into it. You all get those likes up. Don't forget to like and share. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. And if you have subscribed and have not been receiving your notifications, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed, because you know how it goes in the YouTube streets. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, and thanks to you all again for getting me to 100,000 subscribers on TikTok. I appreciate you all who follow me on there as well. Hey, Buckhorse DC, Queen Shay in the house. Okay, so let's get into it. And don't forget, immediately following this broadcast, I'll be live on the backup channel. We got to talk about that time when Elon Musk said Project CERN was demonic. We got to talk about that because they're activated on April the 8th, the same day as the solar eclipse, like I told you guys. And we also got to talk about this nefarious police officer who was caught on camera tampering with evidence, okay, when this man that looks like me of my skin tone was pulled over for a DUI. All right, so we're going to get into it today. Please pay attention. With that all being said, first things first, let me just say this. Let me just gloat for a second. Let me just gloat for a second, because I have been telling you all since 2021, before all this Cassie stuff started and all these allegations against Diddy. I told you all in 2021, I showed you the old video footage about 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I said I thought Diddy was a fan. And I've been saying it ever since, and especially now that we've come to this debacle that he's engaged in currently. I told you all that I think both Diddy and Jay-Z are fans. And then Kanye came out and called him a fan, and then Gene Deal said that he was once a CI. Now I have the proof. And let me shout out Paperclip Party, because Paperclip Party is the one who had these receipts. He actually posted these receipts on his Facebook May of 2023. So he's had these receipts for almost a year. And he also posted on his Instagram, but I got them. One of my friends saw his video and sent it to me. Okay, so that all been said, shout out to him because he had these receipts. And like I said, he says he posted this on Facebook May of 2023. So he's been having these receipts to verify what the Queen said. I just want y'all to pay attention. Diddy, you're going down. But hold on, before I gloat any further and show you the receipts, the proof, because remember, I told you guys, Gene Deal said that there's documented proof that he was working with the fans. Now, I just want you all to take a minute and marinate on something. Let this sizzle in your spirit. You see, there has been a couple of people going in, caping so hard for Diddy. One of them, his name is Tyreek Nasheed, Bussy Reek. And he was, in fact, talking trash about those of us who were going in on the reporting of him, on the things that we're reporting and saying about him, and said that we are caping for the fans. Ha! How does he feel now, I wonder? How does he feel now that Diddy is supposedly snitching, according to sources? 2 people said he's snitching. All
want y'all to pay attention. But not only is he snitching, so if he's snitching, is he caping for the feds? And he used to be a confidential informant, not have the receipts I'm about to show. So what do they have to say now? How are you going to say we're the ones caping for the feds when he was a whole informant for the feds? Just like yourself, Bussy Rick, because we heard you was the feds too. But I'm not even going to get into that again because I already told y'all what I think about that. So let's get into the nefariousness of it all, okay? Now I see why Bussy Rick was caping for him so hard. Now I see why. Well, let me continue. Creative Vibe said Bussy Rick is a fan himself. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Allegedly. All right. So, and honey, let me tell you all something. I have something else nefarious for you all. I happen to know, because y'all know I stay on TikTok early in the morning. I be on TikTok before I even get on live. Sometimes I do my TikToks before I even start the live. How about I was getting ready to do a TikTok this morning, but it came to my attention that one of the people I follow on TikTok had some information about Diddy's alleged private eye calling a TikToker, trying to get them to stop making their TikToks and telling them that basically, I'm paraphrasing, but basically trying to say she's painting a narrative. And she recorded the conversation. I want you all to pay attention because you all know how some of these people will do. They will call and intimidate and try to harass people. Doing the same thing that I told you guys about when I showed you the legal documents where Rodney Jones accused Diddy of getting this PI to harass people that he knew, people that he had been involved with, family members, even his 8-year-old daughter. Remember I told you all that? So now this man's calling up TikTokers. Is he calling up how crazy is he? I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention. This is clearly desperate. This is when you know it's all desperate. Not to mention, Justin Combs has hired the same attorney that defended Gottis and El Chapo. This is all terrible. But anyway, all hell no says simply salacious. Now, you know that's one of my favorite words. I love the way it rolls off my tongue, salacious. All right, I like words like that, and sequential. Let me not digress, honey. Let me get back on point. Let me focus. And so let's talk about it, because they said Diddy's accusers cannot be silenced. And they also are saying what I told you all at the very beginning of all of this about those NDAs. And remember, I showed you all an NDA recently, one of Diddy's basic NDAs and all the stuff that it covered. Basically, you can't say or do anything once you sign it. But I told you guys that if someone does something illegal, you absolutely can sign it. I mean, can talk, whether you signed it or not. Another thing is, can you all imagine how Diddy is feeling right now that Cassie is supposedly cooperating with a federal investigation and has been doing so for weeks? Has been doing so for weeks. I just want you all to pay attention. Hold on. Let me get all these receipts together. Now, Kathy's out here talking to the feds after he gave her $30 million. I bet that has to hurt. And see, here's the thing. I figured something like that was going on because that would explain, mind you, that would explain why the feds showed up in his house in the first place. They had on good evidence. They had to have been talking to victims. And let me tell you something. When stuff like this happens, the feds are always watching. Feds are always watching. Sean Diddy Combs' ex, Cassie, cooperated with federal investigation amid SEX trafficking probe. And here's the report. And see, I saw all of this yesterday, but I wasn't coming back on live last night when this stuff started popping up. I'm like, honey, they're going to have to wait till the morning. Now, Sean Diddy Combs' ex, Cassie, has reportedly been in talks with the authorities that are in charge of the federal investigation into the music mogul. Insiders told TMZ on Wednesday that Cassie, who accused Combs of rape and abuse in November, is one of the many witnesses, pay attention, one of many witnesses cooperating with federal investigators as they look into allegations of trafficking. Now, mind you, I told you all weeks ago when the documents came out, Rodney Jones's first document before he amended it the 2 other times. But when that document first came out, I told you that in the footnotes, I showed it to you all. In the footnotes, it clearly said that there were people who already agreed that they're willing to testify, that they're willing to cooperate. Okay. And then let's not forget that on the day of the raid, they supposedly had already spoken with 4 people, 3 women and 1 man, and had other people lined up to do interviews to get insight. So this is going bad for Diddy real quick. So it goes on to say, the Me and You singer reportedly started working with law enforcement several weeks ago, predating the raids on the rapper's homes in Los Angeles. So let me tell you all something else. Remember how I told you all that fake Nancy Drew was sitting up there talking about, months ago, she was talking about they had a RICO investigation into Diddy. And I told you all that's a lie, because if it was, how would she know? Because they would keep that very under wrap. They would keep that very quiet. Okay. Nobody would be knowing about that but them. And so now we find out that it only started weeks ago. So I was right about that. Also, the fact of the matter is, they said, now they're saying that they kept this thing so tightly under wrap that the agents who went to Diddy's houses to do the raid, some of them didn't even know whose home they were raiding until they got there. That's how much they kept it under wraps. I want you all to pay attention. Also, let's not forget the fake Nancy Drew said that Diddy wasn't an informant. She didn't believe it, that just because he had ties through Fahim Muhammad to local law enforcement, that doesn't equal a Fed. I want y'all to pay attention, honey. But I'm getting her receipts at the end of the day. But let me continue. I just want y'all to pay attention, honey, okay, who the real queen of receipts is. Now, Homeland Security turned both of Combs' primary residences upside down last week after obtaining search warrants for a New York Southern District federal court. Several other women are also reportedly in contact with federal investigators working on the case. Reps for Cassie did not immediately respond to requests for comments. So Cassie's been talking for weeks with the feds. Diddy, I'm sorry, I guess the little payout was too little and too late. Now, Cassie was the first person to come forward about the alleged abuse that she suffered at the hands of the rapper during their nearly 10-year romance. Right, so we already know about the lawsuit. Now, let's talk about Justin getting this high-powered attorney that defended El Chapo and Gotti. This is when you know it's getting real. Diddy's son hired John Gotti and El Chapo's former attorney to investigate excessive use of force after rifle-wielding feds slammed them up against the walls of the mogul's LA mansion. Combs' sons Christian and Justin have retained attorney Jeffrey Lichtman to investigate the excessive use of force in the Homeland Security raid, according to their mother. Now, in an Instagram post, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm wondering. Why do they keep calling Misa Hilton both of these boys' mother? And she was referring to both of them as if both of them were her sons, when Christian is Kim Porter's son. Maybe that's the relationship they have. I'm just curious. Now, in an Instagram post, Lichtman, who has also represented the likes of drug lord Jaquan El Chapo Guzman, called the searches over the top and confirmed he has represented at least one of the sons. Now, the government rarely fights fair when they have a major target in their sights, and they certainly haven't played fair in Diddy's case thus far. This is what the attorney said. Now, Kristen and Justin's mother, Misa Hilton, shared video of the raid on Combs' Los Angeles home, branding it racist and overtly militarized. And so the video showed Justin and Christian, also known as King Combs, being marched through the mansion at gunpoint, with one of them slammed up against the wall and handcuffed. Other clips revealed the scale of the raid as tanks surrounded the house and drones were deployed to sweep the property. Now, in an Instagram post, Hilton slammed the agents who conducted the raid, saying the overzealous and overtly militarized force used against my sons Justin and Christian is deplorable. If these were the sons of non-Black celebrity, they would not have been handled with the same aggression. And she basically said it was an attempt to humiliate young Black men. And like I told you, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Like, I don't care what they do with Diddy, but they didn't have to do all that to Justin and Christian. Now, she said, my son's attorney, Jeffrey Lichtman, is investigating the excessive use of force, which was unnecessary and certainly not required by the search warrant. We will fight for justice, utilizing every imaginable resource. I'm not with the propaganda. Now, Lichtman successfully represented John Gotti Jr. in 2005, securing a dismissal of 3 charges for murder conspiracy, an acquittal on a $25 million fraud charge, and a hung jury on every other charge in the case. Well, this man's good, honey. Let me hire him if I ever get any kind of BS. This is all nefarious. Now, this is not the first time he has represented clients in the music industry either, having represented rapper The Game and Fat Joe. Justin and Christian were briefly detained, then released without charges during the raid. Now, Combs was seen looking carefree over the weekend as he stepped out for a smoke and a stroll along a Miami pier. Exactly what precipitated the raids on Combs' properties on March 25th has yet to be disclosed. However, they came just a month after music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed an explosive lawsuit about the rapper accusing him of serious illegal activity. Let me tell you about something else. Didn't I predict this? Okay, when Rodney Jones' lawsuit came out, how many of you put ones in the chat? How many of you remember me telling you that there is no RICO investigation, but if the things in this lawsuit are true, that's when they'll start the investigation? Ones in the chat if you remember the Queen saying that. Ones in the chat, because the thing is, let's not just have receipts, but be accurate in your assessment of receipts that you have. That's all I'm saying. Fake Nancy Drew. Fake Nancy Drew should have never started with me, honey, but she called me an idiot and talked about my analytical skills. Okay? I'm just saying. Thank you. Everybody's putting ones. Okay, did I call or did I call it? Now, with that all being said, Stevie J came out yesterday and posted a clip of one of Diddy's parties. Now, I don't know what he was trying to accomplish by posting this. Maybe he was trying to show us that there's no FOs going on. Stevie, please. Okay. Of course, if he shows us a clip of the party, he's only going to show us the party he wants us to see. He's not going to show us. We want to know what goes on after the party. Okay, that's what I want to know. What's going on after the party, Stevie J? Don't try to send us this BS. Now, let me show you all what he posted. As if this is supposed to convince us that nothing nefarious ever goes on. Yeah, okay. We believe you. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Let me make sure I'm pulling up the right one. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
Birthday to me. The best thing you ever been to. Everybody put your glasses up in the air. Let's take a toast to Sean Combs, Puff Daddy, Ken Porter. Let's go, everybody take a shot.
Okay, so I don't know what you all got from that, but here's what I got. First of all, the party was very lavish. It was, in fact, very lavish, very nice looking. But here's the thing. What I got from that was any one of those people could have been engaged in nefariousness. Any one of those people could have been engaged in the nefariousness that's mentioned in these lawsuits. How many of them were? How many of them have something to hide? How many of them are on the videotapes found confiscated from Diddy's residences? How many of them were involved in this whole scheme with Diddy? How many of them are quiet and just hoping and praying with their fingers crossed that Diddy doesn't say anything about them? All I see is potential accomplices. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so thanks, Stevie J, for letting us know who all was there, beloved. Thanks for letting us know who all was there. Okay. Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, Kevin Hart. Just want y'all to pay attention. Miss Mississippi said, great point. Oh, yeah, that's what I was looking at. That Crazy Beach area said inquiry minds. Exactly. All right. What were the rest of those folks doing? After the fun died down, the partying and all that, what happened next? I have questions. It shows who the feds should go after. He assisted them with their investigation. And that might be exactly what happens, beloved. That might be exactly what happened. And see, this is what happens when you do too much. Stevie J is trying to prove points. Why are you trying to prove anything to us? We're just the court of public opinion. At the end of the day, what we say doesn't really matter, does it? Stevie is not the brightest bulb in the box. Queen, exactly. Okay, now he's doing too much. Okay, when people do too much, I always know they're trying to cover up something as far as I'm concerned. Because if you didn't do anything, you don't have any reason to be trying to prove yourself. That's all I'm saying. But at the end of the day, I just want you all to pay attention because quite frankly, Diddy showed us a long time ago what he would do if things got too hot. Please pay attention.
Oh man, you got some visitors, dog. Shit's going on.
All right, that's Diddy when the feds come to actually arrest his arse. Not catch me if you can. Okay. Queen has already laid out, family. He is the next Epstein. Watch and see. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now let's go to this next video. Oh, I meant to show you all this a couple of days ago. I had it in my archives. This is a video of Justin Bieber. Remember when I talked about Justin Bieber and Diddy and Lucian Grange like last week? I meant to show you all this video then because this is a video of Diddy. Now you all tell me if maybe I'm preaching, but it clearly looks like he's frisking him for a wire. Like he's trying to pat him down to see if Justin's wearing a wire. And Justin looks very uncomfortable as he always looks when he's around Diddy. Please pay attention. I'm sorry. That's how somebody low-key pats you down for a wire, honey. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? He was patting that boy down for a wire. Now, that's what it was. That's what it was. I know how this goes, honey. All right? I mean, I did go to college for criminal justice. They taught us a thing or two. All right? So I'm just saying. Did he say love you to Diddy? I think so. Sound like Diddy said he said it back. Queen, maybe that was his goal to show who was there. No, I don't think that was his goal to show who was there. I think he was trying to paint a narrative and act like this is all that goes on. Like we're just dancing, having fun, having drinks, and having food. No. Stevie J, sit down somewhere, okay? We know a whole lot more goes on than that, according to the documents. All right? Allegedly. Now, I want you all to see this video because Chris Hansen from To Catch a Predator, they've got him on Diddy's case. I want you all to pay attention. So he gives his thoughts on the case. And I agree with some of the things he said, except for the fact where the reporter asked him about Diddy having ties to law enforcement, how he just tried to gloss over that and say, well, you know, that doesn't mean that anybody's been paid off. Like, dude, sit down somewhere. Don't try to cape for the police.
Host of Takedown with Chris Hansen, Chris Hansen. So now we have two people come out saying that Diddy was talking to the feds. Do you think that's true?
Whether it's true or not, and he might have been cooperative in some way, shape, or form, you don't get away with human trafficking unless you give up John Gotti or something like that, and that's not what happened here. I can tell you, Jesse, this. that this investigation's been going on for a long time, very closely held by HSI, so much so that even some of the agents on the raid a week ago today didn't know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how closely held this investigation.
Wow, because there could have been a tip.
Absolutely.
And there are allegations that he was paying law enforcement through his chief of security, which also happened to be Michael Jackson's chief of security.
I don't know if I buy into that. You know, people in Diddy's situation like to have those involved in law enforcement close to them. But that doesn't mean they're taking payoffs. That doesn't mean they're doing big favors. They like that closeness. It's just like how Diddy was able to court Diageo or Estee Lauder. He was very successful in doing that, and that made him a lot of money and gave him credibility outside the hip-hop rap world. And that's what he was trying to do here, a lot like what Epstein did with very powerful political and business figures.
And if you look at this report in the New York Post, you see it's a constellation of billionaires he's involved with.
Very similar to what Epstein was doing. And, you know, these guys get drunk with power, allegedly. You know, Diddy has said that these allegations are false, but they get drunk with power, and all of a sudden they lose their balance and what's right and what's wrong. And they're insulated, and they've got everybody telling them they're great. And all of a sudden, these civil suits come out. And the feds watch this. That's what happened with R. Kelly. It started with civil suits. Then HSI got involved, and they're the lead agency for human trafficking.
These civil suits are just like a silver platter for the feds.
Very helpful, very helpful.
Take these guys down. All right, well, we'll see how this plays out. Chris Hansen, takedown with Chris Hansen. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know who he thinks he's fooling, because first of all, I want you all to pay attention to this. He said Diddy could have been just trying to court them like he did Diageo. Okay, at the end of the day, no, because Diageo, he was making money with them. And at the end of the day, my thing is, with the stuff that Diddy has been accused of, why would the police be cozy with him unless they're being paid? I'm sorry, does anyone disagree? Why would the police be cozy with someone like Diddy after all the allegations that he's had against him and all the trouble he's been in previously? Why would they be in cahoots or just close with Diddy unless they're being paid to do so? Y'all, does that make sense? So he wants us to think that, oh, these type of people that like Diddy, they just love being around the police. No, they don't. What criminals love being around the police? The only time criminals will enjoy being around the police is when the police are working for them and with them. Other than that, criminals don't want to be around no police. Chris Hansen, please take that mess somewhere else. Okay, so he think we're stupid. See, he didn't want to call out the police. That's what that is. But in fact of the matter is, some of these police are absolutely corrupt, and some of them absolutely will take bribes and money and exchange favors for people like Diddy, okay, to be on his payroll. All right, so please miss me with it. It says in the lawsuit that Diddy had ties to law enforcement. Do you think those ties that he had were just sitting around twiddling their thumbs? Or that he was just wanting to be around them? Here's the thing. Why the hell would he want to cozy up to the police if he wasn't using them to help protect him from the things that he was doing that could get him in jail? Why would he want to cozy up to them other than that? Yeah, nothing. No reason. And also, let's not forget the video I showed you all a couple of months ago where Diddy said, we can teach you, I can teach you how to have fun. You know, you got to be hot, like scalding hot. Remember he said that? And then he said, I can teach you how to have fun and not go to jail. That's what he said. So he was saying right then and there that he could do things and not go to jail. And he absolutely has done things and not gone to jail. But you're going to jail this time, Diddy. You're going to jail this time. You're going to jail. You going to jail. The only way Diddy won't go to jail, and I don't think it'll be anytime soon, but here's the thing. The only way Diddy won't go to jail is this. I want you all to pay attention. He may not even go to jail. They may just let him just go ahead on about his business and leave the country like Russell Simmons was allowed to do. Because here's the thing. Right now, what do you all think Diddy's doing? I'm so glad you asked. Right now, Diddy is bartering. Let me tell you something. I have to know a little bit about these type of investigations with Homeland Security. Now, they say that they found hundreds of cameras. They confiscated electronics and all of that, including TVs, laptops, and all of that, you know, other USB flash drive devices and all that stuff. And then also, they took Diddy's phones and all of that, and they found weapons. Now, here's the thing. With all of this stuff, they came in there and confiscated, and with the fact of how they came in so deep, 9 times out of 10, they could have already made an arrest. Why they haven't made an arrest is because, like I told you all, a cleanup job. The people that are on the video footage, allegedly, this is my opinion, pure speculation. The people that I believe that are on the video footage, a lot of them doing things they have no business doing because the lawsuit said that they were involved in very serious illegal activities. So they're getting rid of some of that evidence. Now, this is just what I think. I believe they're getting rid of some of that evidence, just like the same thing that happened with Jeffrey Epstein. We never saw who Jeffrey Epstein's clients were, who he and Ghislaine Maxwell were trafficking these people to. We never saw who they were. There were some things mentioned about Kevin Spacey and Prince Andrew, but where was the full list of all the people? Where was the proof of who did what to who and when? Where was all that? We never saw it, and you're not going to see it here either, because the rich and powerful will always be protected because they are the ones who pull the strings. Then you have people like Diddy who are low-hanging fruit to them, and these are the ones that'll go down when it all hits the fan. So with that all being said, here's what Diddy's doing, in my opinion. I believe that Diddy has evidence of these people, things that they've done, and he's using that. He's bartering with it. Yeah, he's bartering with that. It's like a get-out-of-jail-free card. Okay? And he probably has footage not just that was at his mansions, but stored and stashed somewhere else for a rainy day, in case anything like what's going on right now happens. So he can say, well, you know, I'm not trying to go to prison. I have information, and he's likely using that to barter, okay, to save himself, because Diddy doesn't want to go to prison. We all know that. Why do you think he was talking to Wes Watson days ago, like I told you? Wes Watson is a prison coach. He prepares you to go to prison. He tells you the do's and don'ts, what's accepted and what isn't. He tells you about the codes that they have. Remember, you heard that here first, okay? That's the Queen Ahmadiyyah original. Please pay attention. But that's what he does. So why was Diddy talking to him? You all think it was by happenstance that he ran into that man at that restaurant? Please pay attention. Of all people, that's who he happens to run into on that day and after the raids? No. It's like he hired that man to give him the inside scoop. And quite frankly, he's very concerned, as he should be, because we already know what they do to people like him who accuse of such things in prison. Okay? Mississippi says, I think Diddy has tapes that they know will implicate white elites, or else they would be. Yes, that's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. I told you all, people like Lucian Grange, Ronald Burkle, Clive Davis. Yes, all of these big time people. They're not going to take them down. They're not even going to let that get out of the bag. Lucian Grange has been named in the lawsuit that Rodney Jones filed. He is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful man in the music industry right now. You think they're going to let something happen to him? He's their golden egg. Keep in mind, this is the same person that's responsible for all of UMG's music being removed from TikTok. Okay, so I just want you all to pay attention. Eric said Diddy's also talking to R. Kelly. This is all crazy at the end of the day, I'll tell you that. Very high profile people were on Epstein Island, presidents, royalty, and others. So Queen is spot on about Diddy. Thank you, beloved. Yeah, because remember, they said Diddy had the same type of people. Let's not forget Prince Harry was listed in the lawsuit. Now, I'm not saying Prince Harry did anything nefarious. At the end of the day, I don't know what he did really, but I'm just saying they didn't say he had any improprieties thus far, but he was named in there. So Rodney Jones was saying this type of person or these type of people these are the type of people that showed up, dignitaries and all of that. And this drew in even more wealthy people. There was politicians there. You all don't think Al Sharpton was at some of those parties? Because I do. You all don't think that possibly even Hillary Rodham Clinton was at that party? Because I do. And other Democrats too. Was Kabami there? Because we all know how Diddy was going hard in the paint for the Democrats, especially when he was saying vote or die and all that. I just want y'all to pay attention. But hold on, let me pull up this other news clip.
Now, federal officials were telling the New York Post they were acting on specific allegations of sex trafficking when they raided two of Sean Diddy Combs' multi-million-dollar mansions Monday. They're also saying his alleged victims have not been holding back during interviews. Let's bring in filmmaker and director Mike Dorsey, who produced the movie Murder Rap: Inside the Biggie and Tupac Murders. Thanks for being with us. What do you make of...
Thank you for having me.
You got it. What do you make of these claims from the victims who seem to be saying not only is he guilty of sexual assault of individual people, but of these wider crimes involving sex trafficking rings?
On that, we'll just have to wait and see where it goes. I'm not as I don't have inside information on sexual abuse accusations against him. I'm more familiar with, years of accusations against him for various physical altercations that he's been involved with other people. So it was not that surprising when, this came out. But this is the first that I had heard of sexual abuse and sex trafficking accusations.
So tell us about what you are familiar with, the past accusations that have been made against him over the last decades.
Absolutely. I mean, it goes back to at least 1998. There was a music executive named Steve Stout who claimed that Sean Combs and two other men assaulted him in his office over a music video that Combs didn't like. He was beaten allegedly with a champagne bottle. There was a settlement paid out of that to, make charges go away. There was a nightclub shooting in New York a year later that Combs was charged with, was also acquitted for. And then, over the years, he's had various high-profile physical altercations with people in the music industry. And then in 2015, there was the brawl with the strength and conditioning coach at UCLA, where his son Justin was a player on their football team, where, the man's shirt was ripped and his face was scratched. And then Combs allegedly, as he was being escorted out of the weight room, swung a kettlebell at an intern. So the list goes on. And then, the sexual abuse accusations, I think, really took off late last year with Cassie Ventura, his ex-girlfriend, filing her $30 million lawsuit against him and making all these claims about, sex parties and that she was forced to have sex with male prostitutes, physical abuse, some really horrible accusations.
So, Mike, when you heard about Cassie's charges, which then sort of went away under the terms of some kind of private deal that they struck, were you surprised to hear those allegations against Diddy? How would you describe the way you felt?
No, and I actually thought it was interesting that one of the accusations she claims tied back to the rivalry between the record labels, the East Coast, West Coast rivalry between Bad Boy Records, Combs's label, and Death Row Records in LA, which is, what my film is about. And she claimed that there was an incident where someone came in and told Combs that Suge Knight was at a diner nearby, and she claims that Combs grabbed some guns and went out the door to try and confront Knight over this. So that was interesting to me, and that would have been years after the murders of Tupac and Biggie. It just showed me that he still had this crazy animosity over that so many years later that he would try to confront Suge over it.
Yeah, well, to a lot of us, it's surprising, but thanks so much for coming in and sharing your insight into this and what you do know. Very illuminating. We appreciate it.
Of course.
All nefarious. Okay, all nefarious. Now, listen to this. I'm going to show you all the documents in a minute about him being a whole fed at some point. Sean Diddy Combs' accusers can't be silenced by non-disclosure agreements and trafficking probe, according to experts. Like I said, I told you all this weeks ago. Any potential non-disclosure agreements between Sean Diddy Combs and his accusers or anyone else in his orbit who may have witnessed alleged wrongdoing would not prevent any of them from speaking with federal investigators that are eyeing the hip-hop mogul for sex trafficking investigations, according to experts. They say they're not bound by anything, so they can sing like a canary. I just want y'all to pay attention, not a canary. Okay, this is what David Gelman, a New Jersey-based defense attorney and former prosecutor who's following the case, said. They can speak because NDAs don't cover illegal activities. I told you all See, this is why it pays to have knowledge of the law, beloveds. Now, Combs, the billionaire founder of the Bad Boy Records and Sean John Fashion Empire, is facing a handful of civil lawsuits alleging sexual assault, trafficking, and physical abuse, while federal investigators have acknowledged that search warrants served on his mansions in Los Angeles and Miami were part of an sex trafficking probe. Allegations from the settled lawsuit against Combs brought by his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, known as R&B singer Cassie, could be a potential focus for investigators in the cases. This is what Derek Parker, New York City's hip-hop cop, said. Parker, who wrote the book Notorious C.O.P. About his experience in the NYPD's rap-related intelligence unit, played a prominent role in the investigation into Combs after the 1999 club shooting. You all remember because I showed you all the interview with him the other day. So she already alleged criminal acts right before he settled with her. They could subpoena her about what she said and how she knew. See, that's the thing. Diddy messed up. He waited too late. When Cassie and him, now I just want you all to pay back because we got to go back in time to remember all of this stuff because it's been a lot. It's been going on since November, and there's new information coming out like almost every other week. Okay, so let's not forget that when Cassie first filed her lawsuit in November, she had said, or Diddy's attorneys had said, that they had been negotiating. Well, Cassie's basically said they were negotiating for like 6 months. Diddy's attorneys basically said they've been trying to shake him down, trying to extort him for 6 months. But what the bottom line was, it wasn't extorting. They were trying to come to an agreement, and Diddy should have done so. See, he was trying to play hardball. I guess he thought, you know, it's going to be all gravy. But then when Cassie came out with those allegations, now he wants to shut her up. But see, it was too late because once she said everything that she said, some of the things that she accused him of were in fact criminal, and the feds were listening. So if he had been smart, he should have just paid her that $30 million before she ever came out and said anything. That whole 6 months that they wasted not trying to listen to what she was saying, trying to say she's trying to extort them. No, she just wants money and all of that. See, that's where he messed up. Because Diddy is a narcissist. He's a whole narcissist. And I'm willing to bet money that his attorneys back during that time were likely telling him to go ahead and settle. He probably wanted to play hardball. You see, Diddy is no different than Donald Trump. Donald Trump's attorneys can't control him. No matter if they tell him, don't say this, don't do that, he'll still do it and say it. Because he thinks he knows what's best, because he clearly thinks he knows everything. And that's how Diddy is, to a degree. So he should have just paid Cassie off before this ever even became a public issue. Because before it became public, that's when they were working behind the scenes, behind closed doors, and trying to come to a mediation agreement, okay, for 6 whole months. In 6 months, you couldn't come to anything? Now, look at him. Now he paid her. He settled with her after she filed the lawsuit. He should have done it before any of that. But now he's done it after the fact, giving her the money. But now all of the information's out there, and now look at all this stuff that's going. It's like spiraling downhill, falling like dominoes. And the worst part of it for him is that now he paid her, and she signed an NDA after the settlement. But because she already had mentioned illegal things, she already had put it out there. Now they can subpoena her, whether she wanted to agree or not. So he just wasted $30 million is all I'm saying. That was dumb. Either he was dumb or his attorneys were. Because why did they even let him do that? I just have a whole lot of questions. Okay, I just have a whole lot of questions. Now, I'm no attorney, but I have a very good knowledge of the law. It's what I went to school for. Okay, so this is all crazy. Powerful people will be protected. Listen to Queen. Thank you, Greta, beloved. Okay, it's just all crazy, but let me continue. So she had, she already alleged some criminal acts right before he settled with her. See, that's where he messed up, like I told you. They could subpoena her about what she said and how she knew. Now, Ventura's lawsuit, although settled out of court the day after it was filed, is fair game for federal investigators and provides a range of potential leads with its explosive allegations. Diddy didn't use the NDA to prevent, or he can't use the NDA to prevent someone from reporting a crime or testifying pursuant to a subpoena. This is what Niyama Ramani, a former federal prosecutor, said. I told y'all, I've been told y'all all this, honey. Y'all better listen to me because I'll be telling y'all like it is. Now, in it, she claimed that Combs had not only raped her and subjected her to physical abuse, but also blew up another man's car, regularly hired prostitutes, and forced her to carry his gun and procure drugs. Congress also passed a law last year making it illegal to enforce an NDA to prevent a sexual harassment or sexual assault victim from speaking out. I told you all that too, how they changed that law recently, so this is not going to fly. Okay, a Los Angeles, Niama Ramani, a Los Angeles-based trial attorney and former federal prosecutor who has been monitoring the case, she says these allegations or the allegations in a civil complaint are protected as well, which means Diddy can't really do anything to silence his accusers in the court of law. So is that perhaps why his thugged out alleged PI is going around here threatening TikTokers? She says, even if they sign it, or this is what David Gelman, the defense attorney, says, even if they sign it saying, I won't say a word to anyone, and then they get paid, if they have information regarding illegal activities, the court will rule that it's not valid. So he done spent all this money for nothing. Only for Cassie to be able to sing like a canary, like they said. Now, Combs' staffers and bad boy employees witnessed some of the alleged crimes, according to Ventura's complaint. And if those people had NDAs, they would be irrelevant in a federal court. So it doesn't matter who signed what. Anybody that signed an NDA for Diddy, if they have knowledge or information pertaining to any illegal activities that he did, they can be made to talk. They can be subpoenaed. And in the wake of Ventura's lawsuit, because Cassie named some of them, remember? Now she named Roger Bond, that's one. Now in the wake of Ventura's lawsuit, other women and a man have come forward with allegations of their own. And legal experts say more accusers could emerge in the near future. I can't see the case of just starting a case like this, doing a search warrant without going all the way through with it. There's no way. They're not going to just say, okay, forget about it. You go free. We're not going to bother you anymore. It doesn't work like that. Another lawsuit on behalf of a Jane Doe alleges she was 17 years old when a longtime bad boy executive and an unnamed third assailant flew her in a private jet to Detroit, from Detroit to New York to meet Combs before being drugged, and then it turned into an sexual assault. Flight logs could supply evidence in the case, and so could any of the witnesses who encountered the entourage that evening, including an unnamed recording artist and her parents, who were in a Big Apple music studio when the traffickers allegedly brought her inside. Who is this unnamed recording artist and her parents? I have questions. It must be somebody that's kind of young, probably was a teenager at the time. Now, despite the federal investigation, Combs has not been charged with a crime and has denied all accusations of wrongdoing. In prior statements, he said the lawsuit with Ventura had been settled on good terms, and that some of the other accusers are just looking for an undeserved payday. Oh, this is all so messy. This is all so messy. Okay, so with that all being said, let me just show you all those receipts. Hold on. At the time the Fed swooped in, Diddy was said to be attempting to board his private jet to fly to the Bahamas to spend time with his 17-year-old twin daughters. His alleged drug mule, Brendan Paul, was attempting to board with him before he was intercepted by police at a Miami airport. The former college athlete was referred to as Diddy's drug mule in Jones's lawsuit. The complaint, 1 of 5 against Combs, since November, alleged that he was involved in acquiring and distributing Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. Whether Paul's arrest was in connection to allegations in the lawsuit or to the raids on Diddy's property was not confirmed. Jones claimed in the lawsuit that he personally witnessed Paul acquire and distribute drugs to Combs and his entourage and transport or intend to transport drugs in a baggage on flights. Combs has denied all allegations against him and stated that he is a victim of a witch hunt. Aaron Dyer, an attorney for the rapper, broke Combs' silence just over 24 hours after the Homeland Security investigation with the statements. Yesterday, there was a gross misuse. Okay, we already know that. I'm tired of him saying that. Tired of hearing him say that. Okay, now let me pull up these receipts, honey, because this is all crazy. Like I said, y'all get those fire emojis in the chat because I told y'all that I told y'all Diddy was a fan. Didn't I tell y'all? Don't act like I didn't tell you because I told y'all. Here go the receipts right here. Please pay attention. Shout out once again to Paperclip Party. Like I said, Paperclip Party had these receipts since May of 2023. Right on his Facebook. Y'all see that? That's the man right there, Mark Parody. The white guy at the top, he's retired now. He's like 70-something years old. His name is Mark Parody. Okay? That is the man that Diddy was the confidential informant for. Here is the paperwork. Mark J. Parody, Special Agent, FBI. Sean J. Combs. Enter 5/9/1995. Please pay attention. This is all nefarious. But Bussy Reek want to try to act like we're the one caping for the fans. Please sit down, sir, and have several seats while you're at it. Okay, look at this. Y'all see it? I'm sorry, Diddy apologists. Where y'all at? And another thing I meant to show you all. Remember the news broadcast? I was just showing you all the news clip, and the guy was saying that that Diddy, he was asking, he said he knew about Diddy's past crimes and accusations against him or whatever. And he said Diddy got into a fight with Steve Stouts. Yeah. I think that they had a lover's quarrel. I mean, that's what a source told me. Y'all right? Please pay attention. This is the man that Diddy punched and then paid to make the charges go away that the guy was just talking about on the news report. All right. Just a lover spat, probably. Nothing to see here, folks. Now, I'm going to share my screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Here's more of the documentation. Y'all see that? I'm telling you, Diddy was a whole federal informant. A whole federal informant. I find it also nefarious. And as you can see at the top, it says Rule 40 affidavit. Y'all see that? Let's move on to the next one. I'm going to have to enhance this so you all can see this. Hold on. Can't enhance that one for some reason. It's not letting me enhance it. But anyway, so there y'all see it. Mary Cersei said a get out of jail free card. Honey 69 said Diddy's a whole menace to society. Yes, he is. Claudette said ego. I just want y'all to pay attention. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. Queen Sam said, our queen of receipts, facts, breaking news, and everything. Thank you, beloved. Let me tell you about these are somebody else's receipt this time, but I sure appreciate them because it just confirms what I already have been saying. Okay? It confirms what I already have been saying. And so I find it all interesting. Hold on, beloveds. And so with that all being said, I was telling you guys that on one of those documents, it said it was a Rule 40 affidavit. So let's go to this real quick. Hold on, so you all can see this. See that? Rule 40. Arrest for failing to appear in another district or for violating conditions of release for violating conditions of set release in another district. A person must be taken without unnecessary delay before a magistrate judge in the district of arrest if the person has been arrested under a warrant issued in another district. Failing to appear as required by the terms of that person's release under, and then it has the statutes. Violating conditions of release set in another district, the judge must proceed under the rule as applicable. The judge may modify any previous release or detention order issued in another district, but must state in writing the reasons for doing so. So with that all being said, it looks like to me that possibly what happened, because this is usually the case, you all know how it goes. Diddy likely got into some trouble, and then this was his way out of it to keep from paying the consequences for whatever it was he was in trouble for. Oh yeah, you can just go ahead and report to the feds. You can just work with us or go to jail. Which do you prefer? Okay, so that's likely how that all went down. That's how that all went down. Christina says he owes the banks millions of millions. Yeah, he owes them $140 million. I talked about that days ago, beloved, last week. He owes them $140 million because this fool took out 8 mortgages on 2 properties. Now, here's the thing. He likely took out those mortgages because rich people do that. Rich people do that, not even if they're broke. They just do it because they can just get different lines of credit and all that stuff, okay? But the problem is now he may not be able to pay it back because of all the stuff he's going through. And not to mention his legal fees. I can only imagine how they're mounting. Re-educated soul said Diddy Brasco, all right? But anyway, so here's the thing. So now let's go over what we've already learned thus far. So we know that Cassie's working with the feds, has been cooperating with them for weeks, which is likely what led to the raid upon his house. Not only that, the information detailed in Rodney Jones's lawsuit and the other people that reportedly were interviewed by the feds on the same day as the raids were carried out. Mind you, the raids were carried out very secretly. Some of the agents did not even know whose house they were raiding until they got there. That's how secret they kept it. So nobody gonna be sitting up here talking about truthfully saying a secret source told them, because I told you before, when fake Nancy Drew be talking about secret source, sometimes she just flat out be lying. Please pay attention. So that all being said, now let me show you all the video of the TikToker who recorded that man calling her about her TikTok videos about Diddy. Like, it's getting that bad out here in the streets. Honey, content creators are not safe. Y'all please pay attention. These people are clearly desperate. This is exactly why I stay strapped, honey, because I know how it goes down, okay? I know how it goes down. People get desperate. Desperate people take drastic measures. Please. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Lights up. Everyone, please like and share. This is all crazy. Aeon said, not flat out lying. Yes, honey, it's all over Lipstick Alley. Heard about the lies being told by that woman. But anyway, I digress. Okay, let me see if I can scroll down just a little bit so I can enlarge this.
Hey, people. Before I release anything or play anything for y'all, I need to read this blurb. Georgia makes it a crime to secretly record a phone call or in-person conversation originating in any private place unless one party of the conversation consent. And I have received full consent from Vicky May to play this video for you. So on March 29th, Russell Green, the private investigator mentioned in Little Rod's lawsuit against Diddy, reached out to Vicky May. Yes, the same private investigator who allegedly harassed an 8-year-old for information about her dad. She only reads what she sees and she doesn't add to it. So the video I'm about to play for you is the conversation between Vicky and Mr. Russell Green, the private investigator that Diddy allegedly hired to pursue information about Rodney Jones.
Hi, Russell. This is Victoria. I got your email.
Hey, Victoria, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. I got sent your TikTok. You covering Diddy case and mentioned in it.
Uh-huh.
Is you okay to speak with me about that?
Yeah, yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Obviously, we're not in court right now. We're going to be in court at some point. But the information that you're covering, in addition to involving me, is 100% inaccurate.
Sorry for
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I didn't hear you saying anything.
Okay, so is there a reason that you're calling me, because as mentioned in the video, all of this is alleged, and I made that clear in the video. Nothing is all, as listening to anybody who follows me, they know this is just his version of events. Nothing in this docket is fact nor fiction until obviously it's proven in court. But only thing I did was read what was in the docket. So I didn't insinuate that it was true. I just read what was listed.
Yeah, I just want to caution you as a journalist, as what you're doing or the entertainment that you're doing, you're actually causing a little bit more harm than good. And what I want to share with you, I understand you keep using the word allegedly. The problem is that the way that you're covering it sends a different message. And I just want to caution you that this is a very real investigation. This is not entertainment. The text messages that you're covering, the text message, the way that you're presenting it, matter of fact, even what you said was inaccurate. The text message that you're referring to in your story, if you go back and listen to it, doesn't even go with the story that you're giving. It's a different text message.
Sir, I'm not giving anything, sir. I'm reading what's literally on the screenshot on the paper. If there's an issue with how it's written, that would be a question you have with Tyrone Blackburn. He's the one who wrote it. So I'm just literally, and once again, I'm not a journalist. All I'm doing is literally reading what's on the paper and literally reading it to the audience. All of this is public information. I understand why you're calling and you're saying it is inaccurate, which I appreciate. So now I know going forward, you will not ever be mentioned. You're only mentioning that small piece. So I get that part. But I'm not insinuating. Go ahead.
Just listen to me very carefully, okay? Go back and listen to what you put out there, and then look at the text message that you're referring to. And I will remind you of this. You're looking at a screenshot of something that is incomplete. A lot is incomplete.
Okay, so that yeah, and I get you. And once again, that would be, this conversation would be with Tyrone Blackburn. I didn't write the docket. I only recorded it. Like, I didn't write that.
Well, I understand, but I would hope, and trust me, it's being dealt with Blackburn and judges and attorneys and all that. But again, if you want to have any credibility, not just run an entertainment site. If you want to have any credibility in what you're doing and what you're saying, instead of just saying alleged, you're really going to be mindful and be careful of what you're putting out there and do a little bit more research. If you do a little bit more research, I think it's going to change your opinion, and it's also going to change how you promote what you're doing. You don't have to do what I'm telling you. I'm letting you know it's 100% fabricated, and all you're doing is recirculating something that's 100% fabricated. And I can't go into any more details of everything.
Right, because it's an active investigation. Right, yeah.
But I'm just letting you know, I'm giving you a heads up. I'm trying to help you. I don't have to make this call, but I'm trying to help you. Be very careful with the way that you're promoting this. And just go back and do some of your research. Do some research. You're smart. I see what you're doing. I understand what you're doing. I totally get it. But just because you say alleged, there's still some responsibility that comes with what you're doing. This is not a game, not entertainment. No one's entertainment on your part. This is not entertainment. This is a real criminal investigation. And so if you just take a little bit of time, do some research on the people that you're covering and the validity of what's being said and what you're putting out there, I think you're going to have a much, much better story than what you're putting out there right now.
Yeah, I hear you. And I appreciate the call. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Now, Vicky is a good human being, because I would have let this man keep talking so he would have talked himself into some shit. But I do have a couple of questions for Mr. Russell Green. Why not reach out to CNN? Why not reach out to Fox News? Why not reach out to Blackburn? Why reach out to a tick? Because to me, you just let us know some things that we didn't know. First and foremost, you let us know that you are actually the PI that Diddy hired. Thank you for telling us, because we didn't really know that. It's all alleged right now. But thank you for confirming that for us. On top of that, you also let us know that there are more text messages out there, not just the screenshots that we have on this lawsuit. Really appreciate that information. And now that we know you guys are going to court really soon, that's great information too. To me, it seemed like he was going in a way of trying to intimidate her, trying to get her to change her story, trying to get her to take something down. And I think if Vicky would have let this man keep talking, which I wanted him to keep talking, he would have asked her to do that shit. If you have nothing to worry about and you don't feel guilty in any way, form, or fashion, you would never contact somebody, especially somebody that has nothing to do with the investigation whatsoever. Vicky is not on the lawsuit. All she did was read. But this man felt so compelled to contact her on several platforms to get her to see something different. Sir, if it was 100% fabricated, you wouldn't be calling nobody. But you just gave us some kind of clarity. I appreciate it. So if anybody else gets contacted by this man, by all means, make sure you get a recording of it And just to let you know, we did try to contact Blackburn and Associates, but nobody picked up. Nobody would answer us. So we just dropped it ourselves. And the one thing I don't appreciate you doing is intimidating my friend or trying to get her to change her mind about something she's seeing on the paper. But that's all the news I have for today, guys. Bye.
Okay, the nerve. Let me tell you all something. You all already know. I would have let him keep talking too. First of all, I would have gone in on him. Because he was low-key threatening her. That's what he was doing. He was trying to intimidate her. That's what he's doing. I won't say threatening, but he was trying to be very intimidating. See, that's what he was doing to those witnesses. That's what it says in the lawsuit, that's what he was doing to the witnesses. And that's clearly what he was doing. Now he's proving it because that's the way he speaks. He speaks with a sense of entitlement. He speaks with authority. You see, there's some people who look like him who, whether or not they're in charge of you, they will speak to you as though they're in charge of you. Like they can tell somebody who looks like me what to do. Okay, I wish he would call me, baby, because he's going to get an earful. You all who've been following me, once in the chat, if you all remember, those of you who remember when I was on the phone and I recorded it for you all with Vicky Dillard's attorney, when she got him to send me a cease and desist and he was trying to talk slick or whatever, and he wanted us to call him, me and the other people, and I called him and recorded it. You all remember that? How I was talking to him? Okay? You don't scare me. That's what you don't do. I know the law. Okay? You don't intimidate me. I do and say whatever I want. Okay, that's what I would have told him. You do some research about the queen. That's what you need to go do because you clearly don't know who I am. Otherwise, you wouldn't be calling me because you got the right one today, baby. And I got time. That's what I would have told him. By the time I would have got done with him, he'd have been just like Wig's attorney. That man wished he had never called me. Y'all saw how nice he was talking at the end. First of all, he was trying to be all intimidating, authoritative. Honey, I read him his rights. And next thing you know, he's talking real nice. Well, wait a minute. I don't want anybody, to be getting into the... No, too late for that. Don't ever call me trying to talk crazy, especially when you don't look like me. I'm sorry, make it all make sense. Okay, sitting there talking about what if you do a little bit more research. I'm trying to help you. Help her with what? Did she ask for your services? Now, see, that's the thing about people like him. They want to act as though they're trying to do you a favor. Let me help you. No, you're trying to help yourself. Okay, that's intimidation. Like she said, why didn't he call Tyrone Blackburn? That's who filed the paperwork. Everyone reporting on the story is reading from the documentation. And then he said, oh, well, even if you're saying allegedly the way you're painting it, first of all, it doesn't matter. However you say it, when you say alleged, then that should let them know that it hasn't been proven as of yet. So please miss me with it. Trying to intimidate. Okay, Miss Mississippi said, who called him? Well, he found her on social media. He clearly saw some of her TikTok videos. Okay, he clearly saw some of her TikTok videos. Dorada said Queen gave him all the smoke. I sure did. Thank you, beloved. I sure did. Like, you don't scare me. Talk about a cease and desist. I'm not going to cease anything, okay? I'm going to keep talking. Long as I'm not telling lies, honey, you don't threaten me. You don't scare me and any of that. None of that works. I'm not taking down no videos about anything I said about anybody because if I said it, it must be true. And if it wasn't, then it was just my opinion. I said that too, so sit down somewhere. All right, these people are a mess. No, he didn't. Queen said, I can introduce you to my cousin, Smith & Wesson, okay? Here's the thing. Now, mind you, first of all, that dude right there, Russell Green, had he called me, he would have really gotten it because that's the same one that Rodney Jones alleges was threatening or intimidating his little 8-year-old daughter. I would have told him, honey, you go around intimidating children, women and children. Is that what you do? Is that what you get paid for? Is that what Diddy's got you out here in the streets doing? Sir, you don't scare me. Don't you ever call my phone again trying to tell me what to do and how to do it. I will say what I want to say about this case. I'm giving my opinions and commentary, and I'm going by the facts and the receipts. I don't know what in on him, honey. I wish a wick of wood, honey. I just wish a wick of wood. I'm serious. Okay, I am so serious. It's not even a game. It's not even a game. Sometimes I wake up looking for the smoke. I'm not even playing. I am not even playing. It's not a game. Okay? Sometimes I wake up looking for the smoke. Seriously. Seriously. I be hoping somebody say something crazy in the chat so I can give somebody the smoke. Okay? I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. I'm not even joking. Miss Mississippi said, Queen, that's why I come to your broadcast because I know you have facts. Great broadcast. Good job, Queen. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Y'all know I am so serious. serious. Okay, I'm laughing, but at the same time, I am so serious. I be looking for who want this smoke today. Okay, like Dirty Harry said, make my day. Okay, please do. Please do. I used to have a field day with Bussy Reeks people. Y'all remember how Bussy Reeks people was trying to come for the queen? And I kept dropping the link to let them get up here. I guess they thought they was going to tell me a thing or two. And it's not going to work out good for you, babe. It's not going to work out because you can't embarrass me. I don't care what you say about me. And I'm always going to have the last laugh. That's just how it goes. Okay, sit down somewhere. Okay, but let me continue. Now listen to this. Listen to this, honey. This just came out. Diddy suffers blow after posting on social media. So they say after Sean Diddy Combs broke his social media silence on Easter Sunday following the raids on his house on his Los Angeles and Miami homes on March 25th, he lost thousands of followers. Now, they go on to say what the raids were about and all that, okay, and that he has not been charged. No arrests were made and no one has been charged. Now, Combs has since been spotted in Miami and on Instagram and posted a series of photos of his 1-year-old daughter, Love, for Easter. And this is what he said: "Happy Easter from baby Love," Combs captioned the post. Combs has muted the comment section of several of his social media accounts. Oh, don't mute your comments. Now you want to come on there and you want to mute comments, Diddy? I never thought I'd see today. However, it looks like his post resulted in him losing a chunk of followers. According to Social Blade, a social media analytics website, Combs lost a total of 21,897 followers on Monday. They say this is a big change compared to previous days when he was actually gaining followers. On Sunday, he gained 54 new followers. On Saturday, he acquired an extra 1,784. And on Friday, he gained 1,661 new followers. In the last 30 days, he has lost 27,698 Instagram followers. And at the same time, or at the time of this writing, his follower count sat at 20,207,000. The rapper has, they're going to talk about his children. So anyway, I don't know why he coming there talking about Happy Easter. Nobody wants to hear from you. Now, Homeland Security Investigations said in a statement that they have executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from Homeland Security Los Angeles, Homeland Security Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. In response to the raids and subsequent media coverage, Combs' attorney, Aaron Dyer, we already know what they said about the excessive force and all of that, and the unprecedented ambush and how the whole thing's a witch hunt and all of that. So anyway, it's not looking good, gang. It's just not looking good. Diddy is going down. Rose Gold said Queen likes a challenge. Yeah, I absolutely do. I'm here for it, honey. I'm here for it. If you got the smoke, I got the fire. Okay, let's get it popping. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so with that all being said, let me make sure I didn't forget to show you all any of these videos. Now, the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. Diddy brought all of this stuff on himself. Okay, he brought all this stuff on himself. And no matter how many of us are reporting on it, we don't owe him any allegiance for the fools who want to say, oh, y'all just trying to bring a black man down. Sometimes black people bring themselves down. You know, and I find it interesting because here's the thing. Had this been anyone else, and I want y'all to listen and listen good. I want y'all to listen and listen good. For the people who are the Diddy apologists, who want to sit up here and try to paint this narrative that we're just going in and hard on him and try to bring down a black man. Even the people that got in my chat, got in my chat said that the other day, like sit down somewhere. You know, if this had been a situation where, let's say if this had been somebody they didn't like, okay? Like for the person who was talking about when the person who was talking about Willie D, when he was saying, you know, because you don't like him and this, that, and third. What if this had been Steve Harvey, whom he said he doesn't like? Would he have been saying the same thing if it had been Steve Harvey? You see, the people who are defending Diddy are people who like Diddy. Some of these people have likely been to Diddy parties. Like I told you all yesterday, I said some of these people probably been to those parties or wanted to go. I showed you all the screenshot that my moderator sent me where one of the fools that was in my chat, somebody named C's, told me that I need to be spending this energy on my children. First of all, my 2 sons are grown. They're not children, they're grown men. And so with that all being said, he was like, oh, you need to spend time with you spend that energy on your sons. And something he said about the freak offs, and then he was like, yeah, I would love to have gone to those freak off parties. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. People who are defending Diddy either were at the freak off party, some of them, or some of them wanted to be at the freak offs. These are fanboys and girls, like I told you all. These are fanboys and girls. And here's the thing, I want you to pay attention because they see these people are slick. At least they think they are. At least they think they are, because what they try to do is they try to make other black people feel bad about going in on Diddy. They want to make you feel like you're a traitor, like you're not looking out for your people. You're siding with white supremacy because you're going against Diddy. Diddy's a black man. But like I told you all days ago, Diddy's victims, everybody accusing Diddy except for one person, and that's Liza Gardner. But other than that, all the people accusing him are black too. All the people that are accusing him are black too. All the people that have died around him are black too. All the people whose money he stole, robbed, took their publishing and did them dirty in business are black too. They're black too. Except for a couple of the girls from Danny Decay. But the rest of these people are all black. All the people that he put hands on are black. Lorianne Gibson. Steve Stout. His son's coach. Has he ever put his hands on somebody who doesn't look like him? I'm sorry. Can anybody drop a receipt for that? Has Diddy ever laid paws on somebody who doesn't look like him? I have questions. Jabbar says the bottom line, thug black males, DL, have been exposed through the hip hop culture. Exactly. Exactly, beloved. That's just what it is. And you know, that's the facts. And some people are mad about it. Don't be mad at us because we're reporting on it. Okay? TMC said he had an opportunity to change. Yes. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you what it is. Diddy was drunk with power. Diddy was drunk with power. You see, you give some people an inch and they will take a mile every time. You would think that after the death of Tupac and Biggie, which people had Diddy under suspicion, and I still do, I think he had something to do with both of them. But the thing is this. You would think that after the Quad Studio shooting, you would think that after the death of Tupac and Biggie, or the murdering of both of them, when people cast suspicions on Diddy, you would have thought that if he was doing anything nefarious after the City College incident, where he almost faced time, after the 1999 shooting in the club incident with Natanya Rubin, after he went to trial and all of that, you'd have thought that this man would have learned his lesson and gotten it all together and tried to live a better life and just do his business and make good music and help other people that are in the music industry. You'd have thought that that's what he would have done. I've been given a second chance. I could have been in prison, but I'm not. Shine's in there. No. You see, that's not how a narcissist thinks. A narcissist thinks that no matter what I do, I can get away with it because I'm smarter than all the rest. I have connections, I have money, and I have power. And I have people intimidated, and they'll do what I say. That's what he was thinking. And so with that all been said, he just got drunk with power. He just thought that he could do whatever. He thought he was Scarface Tony Montana. He thought he was the Godfather. That's what he thought. Don Corleone. He thought it was John Gotti. And now, sadly, his son has to hire John Gotti's attorney. Please pay attention. El Chapo's attorney. Because this is what he's led them to. You done rubbed off on your seeds. You got your young sons who have their whole lives and futures ahead of them wrapped up in your BS. And I don't find that funny at all. I might laugh at Diddy, but I'm not going to laugh at Justin and Christian because they, in my opinion, are victims of circumstance from being born as sons of this fool. Okay? The things that they're accused of that's been alleged about them, who do you think they learned it from? Got your own sons caught up in your mess. Like there's some thugs off the streets. They were born with silver spoons in their mouths. What do they know about thugging? But here they are at his residence when the police come in, hundreds of cops deep. You got drones in the sky, choppers in the air, police pulling up on boats even. Guns drawn, pulling them out of the house, hands over their heads like common thugs out criminals. You think these boys are used to that? And then fake Nancy Drew made up a lie talking about the boys were laughing at the feds. No, they weren't. They were scared to death. Some people just make up stuff for clicks and views, act like they know something. They were not laughing. They were scared to death. Did you see the looks on their faces? Did they look like they had anything to laugh about? I'm sure they were traumatized. And who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be? This is what Diddy has done. And we're supposed to feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his children. That's who I feel sorry for. Thank God, like Albie sure said, thank God Quincy wasn't there to have to go through that. He was on a plane somewhere. So he was spared. But this is all crazy. Now you got one of his sons being accused of assaulting and drugging someone. If it's true, and I hope it isn't, but if it's true, who did he learn that from? The father is supposed to be the role model, especially when the mother is deceased. This is all so sad. No, it's nothing funny about this. The only thing that I'm laughing at is Diddy, because I don't like it. I feel like he's getting his ninja wake-up call, and he's getting exactly what he deserved. Because for the years that he has allegedly rained down terror and all sorts of BS against people that look like him, yeah, he deserves to pay for that. Absolutely. Atonement must and will be made. Okay? Either he's going to end up in prison next to R. Kelly, or he's going to end up broke, silenced. Like Sloan Bella said, they're going to shut his mouth. He won't be able to say anything. If anything, if Diddy doesn't go to prison, he's just going to be a whisper in the wind. There's no coming back from this is all I'm saying. Whether he goes free or goes to prison, there's no coming back from this. Nobody's going to let you forget. The victim list is too long. The victim list is too long. And quite frankly, though I would love to see him go to prison, I could actually feel comfortable if he doesn't. Because I know that his life right now at this moment is done. The life that he used to live with all the lavish parties and all the celebrities and the freak offs, all that stuff's a wrap. All that stuff is a wrap. I feel sorry for all Black American people who were forced to embrace the hip hop culture for over 40 years, shaking my damn head. Okay? Because you know what? And the sad truth of the matter is hip hop used to be about positivity. It used to be about uplifting people in the community. But then all of a sudden, they had this whole agenda to bring down hip hop and have everybody talking all crazy and calling people bees and hoes and talking about drugging and killing and stealing and all of this. Yeah, it's full of debauchery now. It's full of debauchery. And isn't this what the people wanted? Those in charge of the record labels, isn't this in fact what they wanted? Diddy was a part of all that. And I want you all to pay attention because I meant to tell you all this yesterday. So when they were talking about Diddy, I can't remember who it was when I showed you all a video and they were saying that Diddy won the Lifetime Achievement Award. So what? We all know now that those awards don't mean jack. Because Diddy, according to Rodney Jones, told him that if he tasted the rainbow, and y'all know what I'm talking about, that if he got down with the get down, that he would let him win Producer of the Year at the Grammys. So now that's letting us know what some of us already were thinking, that you just got to do certain things to get the awards. It's not about how talented you really are. See, that's why you see people win sometimes. You're like, how did they win? So-and-so's more talented than them. They sold more records than them because some people do what they got to do. They get down on their knees. They lay on their backs. They bend over. They do all kinds of things. So that's basically how that goes. And who knows what Diddy did to get the Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah, he's achieved a lot, all right. A lot of nefariousness as far as I'm concerned. Honey, I hope they throw his ass under the jail, all right? And I'll tell you what would really be the kicker. If R. Kelly was walking out while Diddy's walking in. Wouldn't that be poetic justice if R. Kelly's appeal goes through and he's walking out and Diddy is walking in? Pay attention. Because to me, Diddy makes R. Kelly look like a choir boy. Because in R. Kelly's case, those parents were absolutely complicit. I don't care what nobody says. I've been saying this for years. Some of those parents sold their children out. They were complicit. Please pay attention at the end of the day. And not to mention, like I told you all, I think R. Kelly needs counseling more so because I think he still deals with the trauma as a child of being abused and molested himself, especially by his own sibling. So with that all being said, I have more empathy for R. Kelly than I do Diddy. Diddy can miss me with it. Okay? He can miss me with it. At the end of the day. So with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. The backup channel, I'm sorry, I forgot. All I'm sitting here running my mouth. I forgot all about the backup channel live. It's supposed to start at 11 o'clock. The live on the backup channel was supposed to start almost 30 minutes ago. Let me get out of here. Okay? I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you are notified each time Queen Gottis goes live. And if you have not been receiving notifications, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed, okay? I hope you all tune into the backup channel. We're going to talk about Charlemagne, what he says about Diddy's legacy and all of that. But in the meantime, between time, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got